Good morning, y'all. It's cool this morning, so wow, the dahlias are mighty happy. I want to show you. This is one of my favorite little places, and I asked my husband too. I even my daughter, come and look right here at these flowers. It's like, oh my goodness, they're just beautiful. The colors here, I don't know, they just do something for me. They're beautiful. And look at all the buds. It's full of buds. So we'll have flowers hopefully till frost, which will be so wonderful. I thought that I'll give you a run through of the dahlias, and I thought I'd try to answer a question or two that y'all ask. And one of them is, are my dahlias planted in full sun? And yes, they are. They, yes, it's in full sun. You can see the sun's coming up back there. There's no trees overhead. They get shaded a little bit in the afternoon this time of year, but the majority of them stay in full sun. And it's mighty hot sometimes when we get in the 90s for a long time. And yes, dahlias just don't do good in shade. They are a sun-loving flower. So I don't know if that answers your questions or not. Another one is somebody said their dahlias were not blooming in the hot summer, and some of mine, it has taken this one right here. It gets perfection, and there is right there, that's the first bud. So it's not in focus. I'll try to get it in focus. It's a late bloomer. So here we are, almost October, and it's finally fixing to bloom. Last year it was in a different place and it bloomed much earlier, but I moved it and it's late blooming. So it's just the luck of the draw, I think. There's one over there. Let me see if I can, right over there. It blooms early and then it just goes kaput. It does not like the heat, and so it just kind of gives up. There were two of them, and I pulled one up, and I see that it has sprouted from a tuber that must have been left in the ground. But anyway, this one is great, and it blooms from early until now. It's very green. Some of them are showing signs of mildew, and I've been picking off leaves trying to. There's this one right here, it's got mildew on it. It's just this time of year. They've been blooming since June, so for months, and I have gotten probably hundreds of blooms off of them. And if you have questions, I'll try to answer them. I'll try to remember it and answer them. So ask me and we'll see. That is Cafe Olay. That one's full bloom. I have a vase of them in the house. This one is really pretty. It's called Brown Sugar, and that one was cut back all the way to the ground from some, I've forgotten, I don't know what happened to it, but look how pretty it's come back, and it's beautiful. Here, I'll show you. That's a Cafe Olay. That one over there, I think, is Spitfire. I think, maybe not. This one is Touche. My husband loves to say Touche, so I bought that tuber just because of the name. But this one right here is Blizzard, and look at the buds on it. And it has bloomed and bloomed and bloomed, and I have picked and picked and picked. So it's a really good one, a good white one, if you want that. Here's an overview. This bed is it's still blooming. I picked, in the last 2 days, I have picked 3 really big vases full of dahlias. So they're not quitting. it's still a lot of bloom left there. See all the buds? See, can you see them? All the buds. And here's what else is happening in the garden. That is it's a mixture of greens like turnips and mustard. I don't know if I've ever had one that looked this good. Maybe. I probably have in 20 years, but it's beautiful this year, and it is really loving the weather that we've had. We hadn't had rain in a very long time, so it's been hand watered. And here's the daylilies. Here's one. This is really late for daylilies, but there's one. That one came from my grandmother's house a million years ago. And there's the weed bed. Peppers are still going. Basil. There's fig trees back there. I have rooted some fig trees that I bought from a farm that I like here, and they said their fig tree came from England, and it came with the house when they bought the farm and all that stuff. And so I asked for, and I bought some little cuttings from them, and I have got, I think, 5 trees back there. They'll get moved hopefully to a permanent place either this fall or in the spring. There's more basil, and we have the collards. They're there. I'll need to thin them out. And celosia, it's on the end, and my tube roses, I don't know why. Anybody know? They did not bloom this year. I got one bloom off of, and I had fertilized them, and they've been watered. I don't know what the problem is. Anyway, here's home. There's home. This last weekend of September. Wow, the time is flying. So this is Mona from Winterpast.